Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today's video is super exciting because I'm going to be talking about the new Victoria's Secret Glazed collection. I've never smelled this before, so this is going to be a first impressions with you guys, and then I'm going to be talking about the Vanilla Bean and Macadamia collection. So if that is something you're interested in, then please keep watching. This past weekend, Victoria's Secret had an amazing sale where if you buy 5 or more body mists, they come out to $6 each, and thankfully that included the body butter and the radiant body oil, so I'm super excited to try these out. When I was shopping online, I had never even heard of the Glazed collection, and I just happened to stumble across it, and I'm so happy that I did because once I saw the pictures and the fragrance notes, they just sounded right up my alley. I'm a gourmand lover. I love anything that smells sweet or like candy, and if you see the pictures that they posted online, they just make the body mist look so appealing. They just all look like candy, just so sugary and delicious. So I'm really excited to try these out. And I also want to quickly add that I didn't get Warm and Cozy. It was available, I just didn't pick it up because the fragrance notes just sounded so similar to the original, and I already have a couple Warm and Cozy flankers, so I really didn't need another. Again, it just sounded way too similar to the original. Alright, so let's get started. So let's talk about Glazed Fresh and Clean. This is actually the one that when I saw the notes right away, I was like, I need to try this. Its notes are iced lemon sorbet, pink apple, and chantilly cream. So that one had me at lemon and chantilly cream. Those two scents are just something that I really love. All the body mists in my collection that have those two scents I tend to really like. So let's go ahead and try it. Okay, so right off the bat, it's not as gourmand as I was expecting. It's actually very fresh. Even though it says fresh and clean, I'm just a little bit surprised that it smells so much like the original. I would say the note that's peeking through the most is actually the pink apple. It's just like a fresh pink apple. So as it's drying down, a lot of that lemon is now starting to peek through, but I will say that that apple and that freshness is really the star of this. There is a little bit of creaminess, I guess that's that chantilly cream, but it's definitely not as gourmand as I was expecting. As it's drying down, it is turning a little bit more sweet, but it is a dominantly fresh scent. It's very pretty, but it's just so much different than I was expecting. I was expecting possibly something like iced lemon pound cake, just because that one truly smells like a lemon cake fragrance. This one is sort of like a fresh apple scent with a little bit of lemon and cream in the background. So I do think this is actually really pretty. I think it's like an everyday wearable scent, but based on the fragrance notes, it's probably not going to be what you're expecting. Again, I was expecting something along the lines of Bath & Body Works Iced Lemon Pound Cake, and it's not that. But I think that if I had no idea what the fragrance notes were and I smelled this for the first time, I would think this is a nice everyday gym scent. Okay, so as it's drying down, a lot of that lemon is starting to peek through and the freshness is kind of going in the back. What I'm smelling right now, I would say, kind of reminds me of like lemon heads. If you can picture that candy, that is what I'm getting. There's still an appley freshness to it, but now that it's settled, some of that is just now peeking in the background, and in the forefront is that lemon. Yeah, now that it's drying down, I'm actually really enjoying this. In the beginning, I was a little bit nervous that it was basically just another fresh and clean, like just a clean apple scent. But now that it's drying down, it really smells more like candy. It's not like a lemon cake or anything like that. What I'm getting right now is lemon heads. This is just a pretty everyday wearable scent. I would totally wear this to the gym or running errands. It's really pretty. So again, this isn't like super gourmand bakery. It's kind of fresh, kind of clean, also with a little bit of a candiness to it. So now let's talk about Glazed Cool and Bright. This one has notes of candied pear, frozen orchid, and fruity gumdrops. Okay, so right off the bat, this is really pretty. I'm waiting for it to dry down. There's still a lot of like alcohol fragrance, but right away, I got that orchid and the gumdrops. This really smells like candy, and I'm getting like a really familiar scent. My nose isn't really sure what it is, but it just really smells like a candy that I'm very familiar with, but I just don't know what it is. It just reminds me of like a fruity, sugary candy. I want to say like peach rings, but if peach rings had pear. Or if you like opened up a bag of maybe Sour Patch Kids, and like when you get a whiff of like when you open the bag and it's just like a sweet tartness, that's what I get. In the beginning, that orchid was really what I smelled first, just like a combination of orchid and candy, but now that orchid is really in the background and this is just purely a candy scent. There's also like a sourness, a tartness to this that I really like, almost like Sour Patch Kids or like sour gummy worms. So if you can picture like a fruity, tart, sour kind of scent like that, that is what this smells like. So if you're into that, I would definitely check out Glazed Cool and Bright. So far, I'm definitely liking this more than the Glazed Fresh and Clean. Alright, so next let's get into Glazed Vanilla and Dreamy. This one was another one I was super excited about because of that donut. So this has notes of vanilla donut, coconut cream, and soft caramel. I really hope this one doesn't let me down because those notes sound so delicious and I'm really excited to try it. Okay, so that is really pretty, but it's also very soft. There's like a creaminess to it. I'm guessing that's the coconut cream. But I don't know if I'm really getting a vanilla donut from this. So this is really pretty. Out of the three, this is the most bakery-like. The other two were more, I would say, candy-like. This one is probably the most like cake-like. There's like a fluffiness, a creaminess to this, and I'm guessing that's that donut note. I wouldn't necessarily say it smells like a donut, but there's definitely like a fluffiness to this. So out of the three, this is definitely the sweetest one. So if that is something you're into, definitely go for this one. The vanilla is very strong. There's definitely a bakeryness to this one. It's almost giving me vibes of like coconut cream pie, but without that graham cracker note. I definitely smell the coconut, but it's not super strong. I would say what is dominant is that sweet vanilla cakiness. So with the other two, I feel like the name glazed is a little bit misleading because when I think of glazed, I think of just straight up sugar. And with vanilla dreamy glazed, I definitely think the name is very fitting. And now I kind of see why they say that it has a donut note because I want you to picture sort of like a glazed donut. Like the glazed icing part, the sugar part of the donut, that is what I get. So a while ago, Bath and Body Works had a scent called Raspberry Jam Donut. So if you've ever smelled that one, what I want you to do is take out the raspberry and kind of blend that in with coconut cream pie, but also take out the graham cracker note from coconut cream pie and sort of fuse those scents together. That is what I get with Glazed Vanilla and Dreamy. I think this is so pretty. If you like gourmands, definitely check out Vanilla Dreamy. I would say that Glazed Fresh and Clean would be great for gym days. Cool and Bright, I think, would be good for days that you're just feeling like fun and flirty. And Glazed Vanilla Dreamy, I think I just picture kind of like cuddling and being cozy, snuggling on the couch with a blanket and watching a movie. That is what I would say best suits all of these scents. So overall, I do think the Glazed collection is really pretty. I can definitely see myself wearing all three of these, but the one I will say that threw me off the most was Glazed Fresh and Clean. That one I truly just was expecting something more gourmand, and it's not. There's like a candiness to it, but it's also fresh and clean. So if you are not a kind of person who loves straight up gourmands or sweets, you're a fresh kind of girl, definitely go with the Glazed Fresh and Clean. But the other two are definitely way more sweet, gourmand. So yeah, overall the collection I think is really pretty, and I'm glad that I have it. Okay, so now let's get into the vanilla bean and macadamia. I feel like people have been going kind of crazy over this scent. It just seems like so many people are talking about it, so I'm really excited to try it. Okay, so this says indulge in the scent of vanilla bean and macadamia, botanical inspiration, and lavish comfort. So I have a feeling this is going to be on the lighter side just because I believe this is from their naturals collection, and I have quite a few scents from their naturals collection, and they do tend to be on the lighter side. So let's go ahead and try this. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I feel like this gave me a reaction that the other three didn't. And it's funny because I really was expecting this to be the most like light and maybe barely there. And not saying that the other three were weak by any means, but this one just had a wow factor that the other ones didn't. Not to say that the other collection's not good, but this one was just really, really good. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. There's like a creaminess to this, and I think I'm a little bit biased because white chocolate and macadamia cookies are my favorite. So there's like a nuttiness to this, and it's also very sexy. I know that sounds so strange, like how can that be? But I'm telling you, it's like a vanilla macadamia cookie without the white chocolate, and it's just so creamy and sexy. I am so, so happy that I got this because I really almost passed up on it. I really didn't think it was going to be anything special, but this is amazing. I really can't get over how good that macadamia is, and I think the reason that I'm so wowed by this is because I don't think I have anything in my collection that has macadamia. There's a few scents in my collection that have almond, and I do tend to really like those almondy scents, but the macadamia just makes this one so special. So this is sweet and warm, but it's not like overwhelmingly sweet. This is something you could easily wear to the gym, to the grocery store, and you wouldn't feel self-conscious for just being too much. There's just times where you really don't want to stand out, you don't want to be overwhelmingly sweet, and this is, I think, perfect for just casual days. Even though it is sweet, it is sexy, it is nutty, but I think it's just like a little bit toned down. It's very, very wearable. After smelling this, I totally get the hype. I totally get why this is super trendy right now. So I really am loving it, and I highly recommend this one. Okay, so now let's get into the body oil. This one I'm super excited about just because I really don't have any body oils with shimmer in it. Most of my body oils, maybe they have like a little bit of bronzer in it, or they just add a little bit of shine, but I thought this one was also really special. So we'll see. Let's try this out. Okay, so I don't know if my camera is going to pick up on this, but the shimmer, when you look really closely, it's like a gold shimmer. Yeah, my camera's not picking it up true to how I'm seeing it. Like, it is very subtle, but when you look closely, it's very, very fine glitter, and it's gold, which I really like. I was a little bit nervous that it would be kind of like a Bath and Body Works Glotion where you put it on and it is just so much glitter. I really do not like the Bath and Body Works Glotions, but this is nothing like that. This is just a really subtle gold glitter that when you're looking really, really close and looking really hard, you can see it, but from a distance, you can't. So I love that. I love that it's just not too much. Because when you look at it, you know, it can look a little scary. Like, is it going to just be too much for every day? But I really don't think so. And I think once I blend it in everywhere, it's going to look even softer. Yeah, so once I blended it in and kind of like spread it across a lot of my arm and my forearm, a lot of that shimmer went away, which I'm perfectly okay with on a daily basis. I really don't need a lot of glitter, but I also want to add that this smells so good. This smells really strong, which is really surprising. I would say that this is probably a little bit stronger than the actual body spray. I think layered together, the two scents combined are going to be so incredible. And I know with body oils, the more hydrated your skin is, obviously, like the more that this is going to smell and last because it's going to give the scent something to cling to. So I love that this has that added scent to it. Again, the scent is not identical. They're pretty close. The scent is very strong, but I will say like there's something just very, very sexy about this one that this one doesn't have. But it still smells incredible. So I'm really, really excited for that. And I also just realized that this has coconut oil. So I think that is also another added benefit to have in an oil on your skin. Okay, so now let's get into the body butter. I was so surprised to see the body butters for $6, so I'm really excited for this. This is what the packaging looks like. You get 6.1 ounces. It feels like a very big bottle, and I'm surprised with how plain the packaging is, but maybe that's just how the Naturals line is. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try this. So the consistency of the lotion is so nice. It's very thick. It's not like your typical Victoria's Secret lotions where they're very thin and watery. This one is very, very thick, and I think the hydration will be great. And the scent to this one is also very strong, which I'm really pleasantly surprised about. Yeah, it's just so much stronger than I was expecting. So I think all of these three layered together, you're going to smell like a snack, like a vanilla macadamia cookie. So I just realized that this is called a radiant body butter. And so what I did was I put it on the hand that didn't have any oil, just to see if there's any shimmer. And as you can see, there actually is a tiny bit of shimmer, which I honestly did not notice until I looked at the packaging, and I was like, wait a minute, it says radiant, so what does that mean? But it's nothing like the Bath & Body Works Glotions. The Glotions are just glitter bombs. This is not that, but as you can see, there is a little bit of glitter, so if you don't like glitter, maybe avoid this, but I personally don't mind it. I don't think it's like an insane amount. It's just noticeable but not overwhelming. So if you were to look at the lotion, it really does not look like any glitter at all. But just to compare it to the Bath & Body Works ones, with those, as soon as you open it, you definitely see the glitter. And so this one's just a little bit more subtle. There's still glitter though, so if that bothers you, avoid this. But overall, I think the consistency is great. The scent is very, very strong, but just be mindful that there is a little bit of gold glitter in this. And another thing that I want to say about this Vanilla Bean and Macadamia collection is that, I know this sounds kind of weird to say, but there's something very luxurious feeling about this whole collection. Like, to me, this does not feel like a cheap $6 Victoria's Secret product. This kind of reminds me of just something a little bit more expensive, a little bit more elevated, and yeah, I'm really excited to use it. I think it is just such a sexy, luxurious collection. Alright guys, so that was my Victoria's Secret haul and first impressions. So now, just for fun, I just want to rank these for you. I think it's pretty obvious which one is my favorite, but let's start from least favorite to most favorite. So I'm gonna have to say my least favorite, not saying that it's a bad scent at all, I would still totally wear this, but I would say that my least favorite is the Glazed Fresh and Clean, just because it is so different from what I was expecting. If it just had a little bit more sweetness to it, I think I would like it a little bit more, but it's still pretty. My second favorite, I think, would be this one. I love that it kind of reminds me of a sour candy. I think that's just so different and special. And then the next one I would say is the Vanilla Dreamy. That one I would say is the most true to what you would expect from it. And again, something about it reminded me of kind of a fusion of raspberry jam donut and coconut cream pie. So I thought that was really cool. But this one, hands down, my favorite. If you are going to buy anything, splurge on these three things. I think that they are just so unique and different and beautiful. Alright guys, so that was my little haul and first impressions on the new Victoria's Secret collection, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. I do a lot of videos on perfumes, hauls, shopping, and just in general girly videos, so thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.